11.
Respondents and the interested party. Proceed, Mr. Joroge.
As Adali mentioned, Joroge for the first petitioner. My lady, today we're in court to confirm compliance with the...
I believe his microphone is off.
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear counsel.
Well, in the interest of proceeding and saving the court's time, I'll hold their
Yes.
brief. They're actually in the...
Yes, I cannot hear Mr. Joroge.
Today we'll just confirm the direction of meeting.
You said you will hold the brief of Mr. Joroge.
And Mr. Bai.
Yes, proceed.
Yes, Your Ladyship, following the delivery of the court ruling regarding publishing of a notice in the newspaper because of the suit of the petition, a notice was published in the Standard newspaper on the 30th of October 2025. Was approved
You said
on the 30th of October, 30th of October 2025.
Yes.
That notice was approved by the registrar of this honorable court. Received numerous requests for inclusion in the suit from interested Kenyans. Who seek joinder in the proceedings, and I believe the fair way to do this, Your Ladyship, is to file a formal application which will be the 18th of November. They seek joinder on diverse grounds that will be set out in that motion. I undertake to serve my colleagues for the respondents on the same day or thereafter, soon thereafter, maybe on Tuesday. Now, I don't want to be presumptuous here, Your Ladyship, but subject to what my colleagues and the respondents have to say, my proposal would have been to take a further mention for directions, Your Ladyship, either in early December, by when my colleagues will have had the opportunity of reviewing the material we'll be placing before the court, so that we can take further directions regarding the disposal of this petition. For now, that will be all, Your Ladyship.
Ms. Muluvi.
Yes, Your Honor, on the part of the first respondent, my lady, we will like to see the application so that we can take further directions from our client. In the circumstances, I do agree that a mention in December would be appropriate.
Mrs. Opio.
Because we did write the 4th of October 2025.
Sorry?
We wrote to the Deputy Registrar on the 24th of October 2025 protesting on the draft notice that had been forwarded by the petitioners. We did not receive any notification from the Deputy Registrar that the draft notice had been approved. addition, Mr. Masharia wrote to us on the 27th of October, 2025, and did not even indicate to us that the Deputy Registrar had approved that notice and that they were going to publish the notice on the 30th of October in the Standard. I would like it to go on record that we are very perturbed by this turn of events, especially since the respondents were not given an opportunity to review that notice. Now that the notice has been published, I suppose Mr. Masharia will say it's a fait accompli, but that's not how practice should be. We can take a mention date in December once we review the application for joining.
Mayor.
Yes, my lady, good morning again.
Good morning.
Consulted or notified before the advertisement was placed in the newspaper. And where we perhaps diverge with Ms. Opio is if we can get a date next week, November. If this court's diary would permit, we would be happy to take a mention date as soon as possible to allow this petition to proceed as fast as possible, my lady. We've been in court for quite some time, and we are therefore ready to take the earliest date possible.
My lady, I was also not aware that the notice had been published. You delivered. We are still in the process of following up with the proceeding.
Mr. Masharia, you wish to add anything?
I am always very patient and by the time that the matter has taken, given how counsel are supposed to behave with each other. Might it be safe to also add that this notice was approved outside of the 7 days?
And the summary of the case that we published in the notice was taken verbatim, word for word, from paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 of the court's ruling allowing the advertisement. And our position, which we maintain today, was that the only way to dispute about that summary in the ruling was either by an appeal or a stay order. And a stay order was granted for 15 days and lapsed and was not sought for renewal. And as we all know, the filing of a notice of appeal, as was done by my good friend Mr. Mwambono, does not act as a stay in itself. And so, Your Ladyship, with tremendous respect to my learned friends, all of whom I highly regard, the complaints raised before this court are completely baseless and are now moot. The notice was published, as I say, in a public newspaper as required by the law and the court. I would only urge this court now to, and I think we now all agree, and as I say, I promise we will file an application which will be served on the parties on Monday, latest on Tuesday. And I'm happy to put myself in the court's hands as to the date we should appear for directions regarding that application. And that will be all, Your Ladyship, for now.
My lady, further to submissions.
Sam, sorry?
My lady, I just wanted to put on record that we filed an affidavit of service attaching the said notice, and our affidavit of service is dated the 12th of November 2025.
That is Mr.
Kubai, my lady.
Kubai.
Yes, my lady.
You said you filed what?
An affidavit of service attaching the said notice, and the same is dated 12th November 2025.
Okay, I do not have dates this time, Council. That's the predicament I find myself in. The court will be proceeding on leave the second week of December. So my dates are in the next term.
We will leave with the earliest dates the
Hold
court has
on.
in the new term.
Okay, I am in February, the 5th of February.
That is convenient for me, Your Ladyship.
My
And
lady,
for the petitioner as
my
well.
lady, on the part of the first petition, it's convenient. We'll take it.
Any objection to that date?
No, the 5th of February is convenient for me.
Yes.
Only to add that I wish you a pleasant break, much needed, given the temperatures in this court this hearing. And we look forward to seeing you on the 5th of February.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you if we don't meet again. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, my lady.
Merry Christmas, my lady.
Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that the year just started a while ago and we are talking about Merry Christmas?
It's wild. It's wild, my lady. Enjoy the break. Wishing everyone else a good break as well if you don't see each other.
I will find an opportunity to reduce the temperatures for my colleague on here.
Mr. Masharia, first of all, I'm
Yes.
calling you immediately after this session.
I have known Esther for nearly all my life. I'll pick that call immediately.
Good day, everyone. Thank you, my lady.
Have a good day, Your Ladyship.
We can take the 5th.
Oh.
Most obliged.
Any other matter? No?
Sikia maelezo kidogo on the 18th of September, which allowed us to advertise the petition. Now, of course, you know, as lawyers, we have to argue in and there. They wanted to have our notice typed out, but the court agrees. You know, we complied with the law as far as Rule 9 is concerned. We gave a brief summary of the case. And a brief summary of this case is that we moved to court in 2022 on grounds that a number of pesticides manufactured by companies like Bayer, Syngenta, Basiv, Twiga, which are circulated, manufactured, distributed within our country, have grievous health effects to the people of Kenya, some of whom are present here. So the court gave us that opportunity. We've been able to comply with that order, and as a result, hundreds of people, some not here, have been able to come forward. So we'll be putting up an application, as we've already told the court, by Monday, which will now invite these affected people to the petition, and then we'll have a further mention on February, in the new year, on the 5th of February 2026. Yeah, that's my brief. I'll welcome my colleague, Councillor Gilbert, to say a word.
I'll say a few things. I'll be very brief. The court did allow us to publish a notice in a daily newspaper with national circulation, which it did. Now, all the Kenyans who are affected have an opportunity to come into this matter and seek justice. And justice includes compensation, among other things. Now, what you see here are people who have been affected. They've come to court, they want to listen, they want to see the judge, they want to listen to the judge, they want to listen to the lawyers, and hear what they have to say. And each and every Kenyan who has been affected can come into this matter. Out of the gist of the application we made, and that is the landmark ruling that was issued by the judge on the 18th day of September 2025. So each and every person who has been affected, we have many who have been affected, many who are suffering from cancer and other ailments. So right now they have an opportunity to seek redress in a court of justice in the Republic of Kenya. And that is what you have before you, and thank you for coming. The last thing I'll say is that as Kenyans, what we are eating is what is killing us. We have, from the Ministry of Health statistics, we have 47,000 new cancer cases each year. We have 32,000 deaths each year. These are things that have been addressed. So we are very elated by the judgment by the High Court to have all those people who have been affected. All those people who have been working in farms, we have people who have been working in farms all over the country, big farms. They can talk to themselves. But what we have many who have died, we have villages which have been decimated. Basically, families which have been deprived of their loved ones and those who are earning a living, those prayers in those farms, ordinary farmers. This is a chance for all of them to get justice through a court process. And thank you all for coming here. Thank you.
Asante. Ni kwamba koti sasa inakubalia kesi zenu ziweze kuunganishwa katika hii kesi, na tutaweza kufanya hiyo kazi kuanzia wiki inayokuja Monday, ili majina yenu yatakuwa nini kotini, na wakati majina yenu itakuwa kotini, basi koti itaweza kuwasikiza na malalamishi yenu. Na majaliwa ya Mwenyezi Mungu, tunachokiomba ni chakula chetu kama wa Kenya kiwe ni chakula bora, sio tu kukuwa na chakula, lakini kiwe ni chakula bora na chakula heri kwa manufaa yetu yote. So if there are any questions from members of the fourth estate, we are willing to respond. In a nutshell, this case is about food sovereignty. It is about the right to food of acceptable quality as offered and stipulated at Article 43 of our Constitution. Today, we were in court to observe the compliance of court orders that were issued on the 18th of September 2025, in which we sought to be able to add more people who've been affected by pesticides manufactured within the European Union, in America. A vast majority of them have been banned in those areas of manufacture, but they continue to be sold to Kenya and other African countries, and they have been banned on grounds of high health and environmental effect. So we moved on in court in 2022 on a petition against the Agrochemicals Association of Kenya, the PCPP, Bayer, Monsanto, Syngenta, and a number of other manufacturers of these pesticides in Kenya. For the past 3 years, to an extent, the government of Kenya has agreed with our petition and has withdrawn a number of these pesticides from market, including a recent circulation of withdrawal of 70 active ingredients. And while this has been a positive step, thousands of Kenyans have been affected by the use of these pesticides. For the last 3 months, we've been to Naivasha, we've been to Timau, we've met patients, some of whom are here. We've been able to sample our soils, our water. We've worked with teams of forensics, and what we see is really shocking. With our soils containing paraquat, an active ingredient of malathion, with our waters containing glyphosate. And these are pesticides or active ingredients that have serious health effects, as has been witnessed, including Parkinsonism, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And on the basis of these health effects and on the basis of the environmental right as provided in our Articles 42, 69 and 70, we were able to move the Environment Court at Milimani, and we are happy that the judge agreed with us on the preliminary issue, where we sought to add more people who've been affected by these pesticides. So this is a great win and a great conversation for the people of Kenya as far as food sovereignty is concerned and as far as environmental rights are concerned. Our argument is Kenyans, as the Constitution provides, that they have a right to not just enough food, not just to be free from hunger, but to a food of acceptable quality. So the basic question today to every Kenyan is the food available for every Kenyan of acceptable quality. And if this food is not of acceptable quality, what could be adulterating the quality of food available to Kenyans? And we found these pesticides to have had very serious effects, affecting the food available to Kenyans and in extension, the Bill of Rights. Because once we are having food that is laced with ingredients that are carcinogenic, then it even affects the right to life, which is in the Bill of Rights. So we are happy, and hundreds of patients from all over the country who are interested in joining this petition have had a right now to formally be joined in this petition. We'll be doing a formal application for joinder on Monday, as the court is satisfied that we've complied with these orders, and we are positive that indeed justice will be found for them. Thank you.
Your name?
My name is Kelvin Kubai. I'm an advocate for the petitioners.
My name is Gilbert Njoroge, advocate to the High Court of Kenya, acting for the first petition in this matter. Now the questions we have posed to court is, why should Kenyans eat substandard food? Why, when the Constitution guarantees that every Kenyan should have healthy food to eat, why then should it be giving poison to our people? Why should the government, why should those authorities which have been bestowed with the mandate to protect people, why have they neglected their mandate? And those are the questions that we have posed. And further, for every Kenyan, if we can export clean food that is up to the European standards, why should we ourselves consume food that is laced with poisons, with chemicals which have been banned in European countries? Some have been banned in the United States of America. Why should we then continue as Kenyans eating food that is laced with poisons? These compounds are known carcinogens, as we have demonstrated and as the experts have demonstrated through evidence in court. So we are very elated that the court made its landmark ruling to allow all persons who have been affected to join in this petition. And some of those people are here before you. So it was not an exercise in futility. We have more and more Kenyans who are behind this petition, more and more who want to come, more who have been affected, more who are going to be affected if we do nothing. So we can't just sit there and do nothing. That is why the petition is in court, to protect each and every Kenyan. It doesn't matter. It's not only those who are here before you who have been affected. Anyone in Kenya who's eating food from Timau, anyone in Kenya who's eating food from Nyandarua, anyone in Kenya who's eating food from where? Rice from where? Anyone in Kenya who's eating pineapples. All these people are at risk of being affected. And with the cancer cases, as Adale mentioned, with us having 47,000 new cancer cases each year, and 32,000 deaths. It's not a joke. So what we need is for the court to invoke those clauses and provisions of the Constitution to protect each and every Kenyan. And for those who have been affected, regrettably, what we are seeking is that they be compensated. What we've seen in European countries is that these carcinogens, the questions about these carcinogens have been posed in court, and we've had payments and settlements for persons who are not Kenyans. So the question is, do Africans, do Kenyans deserve to be paid? Do they deserve a clean and healthy environment and clean food as Europeans do, as Americans do? That is the question that we have posed. And our answer is to the affirmative, yes. All of us deserve clean and healthy environment and clean and healthy food for us to consume. Thank you.
We also have
scientific. Before we used to say.
Start with your name and then come to services.
Yeah, my name is Sakayo Daimuta. I've already been introduced. What I was saying is that we used to say, kikulacho kinguoni mwako. I think that narrative is changing today to kikulacho kisahanini mwako. What we are seeing is that what we are consuming is more of poison than food. Kenya has been on the map of rising cancer cases. We are also seeing several other cases that are coming out, like organ failure. We are seeing multiple organ failure. We are seeing cardiac-related, that is heart-related problems. We are also seeing people presenting with various maladies, which includes like people forming their weights. We are seeing people having various fats, central, what we call weight around the abdomen area. Mafuta, watu wanasema mafuta, forming mafuta. You've seen all this as a result of, some of it is what we call mitochondrial toxicity, as a result of consuming small portions of poisons for a very long time, and it keeps on accumulating until it arrests the body normal metabolic system. These are some of the evidences that we are trying to put together. We are trying to gather a relate science with what the maladies that we are seeing in clinical areas and the clinical conditions that people are presenting, so that we can be able to support this petition and give it also a scientific basis. A key thing that I will put across to all of us, it is good that we get alarmed. Everyone is a victim, because I'm sure you have consumed these foods. Somebody passed through the restaurant this morning or on your table this day, you ate something. That food could be toxic. And therefore, we all should get alarmed. We are all victims. I want to appreciate the legal team that are leading us on this matter. They are leading us on an important cause that is going to save you, save your families, and the rest of the Kenya's lineage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. We can also now introduce some of the patients.
Ni David Dongweduka na nimeajiriwa Deromonten 1998 December. Nikafanya kazi nikiwa general field worker, na nikiwa general field worker huwa tunatumwa kila pahali tunafanya kazi, hata ni kwa mandawa, kwa kupanda ile mbegu siko na ndawa. Na after miaka 2009 niligojeka na nikaanza kwa dispensary yao. Wakanitibu, wakashidwa, wakanituma Thika level 5. Hawa nao wanituma Kenyatta. Kukuja Kenyatta ndio niliambiwa niko na kansa, na wakanitibu, wakanifanya operation, nikaendelea mpaka 2020 ndio sasa waliniambia sasa nikujage kliniki. Sasa baadaye mimi nikalitaya 2022 na bado sijasikia mzuri, bado huwa naendelea tu na matibabu hata kwa sasa, na hiyo tu.
Baruse Makena, nimetoka sehemu ya Meru. Mimi ni mmoja wa waathiriwa wenye wamepatwa na hiyo maradhi ama magonjwa. Nimeweza kupoteza wazazi watatu, ambaye mmoja ni my father ambaye ameenda na hiyo ugonjwa wa kisukari. My father-in-law pia ameenda na hiyo ya cancer liver. Pia tumepoteza my aunt ambaye ameenda na hiyo naitwa cardiac arrest. Na pia my yangu pia naye ni mgonjwa ambaye tuko naye hapa, ni mgonjwa pia, ako na throat cancer. So tumetumia dawa kwa muda mrefu hizi za ukulima, na hata tukienda hospitali tunaambiwa ni hiyo chakula tunakula yenye tumenyunyizia hizo dawa za pesticides. Kwa hivyo sisi ni waathiriwa na tunaomba serikali ikatuangalilie zaidi, kaweze kuangalia hawa wagonjwa wa kansa, kaweze kuona ni njia gani itaweza kuwasaidia, maana wameteseka sana. Tukienda hospitali sha ikienda saa zingine huwa unaambiwa iko exhausted, na pia unapoteza muda wako mwingi na kukosa pesa ya matibabu na uwezi ukatibiwa bila pesa. Tunaomba serikali kaangalie zaidi, kaone ni jinsi gani itasaidia wakulima, na waone ni jinsi gani tutatumia ukulima wetu bila kutumia dawa ambazo ziko na poison. Ni hayo tu.
Members of the Fourth Estate, I'm James Mwangi. I'm the founder of the African Center for Corrective and Preventive Action, the NGO that is in court, together with these patients. Sitaki kuongea mengi, lakini tunashukuru koti kwa huo uamuzi wa kuhakikisha Wakenya watajiunga katika hii kesi. Ni uchungu sana vile kunaendelea Kenya. Watu kama hawa makosa yao tu walikuwa kwenda kutafuta kazi kwa makampuni ya kufanya spraying. Wakiwa huko kwa makampuni wakakuwa exposed na magonjwa ya kansa. Wanalipa mshahara 15,000, 20,000, lakini wanatumia karibu mamilioni ya pesa kwenda mahospitali. Tunauliza kwa nini? Kwa sababu ni watu weusi ama ni kwa nini? Kwa nini makampuni katika Ulaya watengeneza madawa ambayo wanaleta hapa Afrika kuua watu weusi? Huu ni ukoloni ama ni nini? Hauwezi kuwa unatengeneza dawa na hautumii kwako unaleta Afrika. Na tunaomba viongozi wote katika bara la Afrika waige mfano ambao tumeweka katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Hakuna kesi nyingine ambayo iko Afrika isipokuwa hii ya Agrochemical ambayo tumeanzisha hapa, ili tuweze kukinga watu wetu. Hakuna mtu ako safe, hata mwanasiasa, hata majaji, hata polisi. Katika sehemu ya Kenya kuna inspector karibu tu 20 wa board ya regulator, lakini unapata hawana ile capacity ya kuangalia nini wakulima wanafanya. Tunataka watu wasomeshwe through education ya ukulima, county government zihusike ili haya magonjwa tuweze kuyaondoa. Tunataka kuuliza kwa nini mnaondoa madawa machache, ingine mnabakisha kule kwa go down? Tunataka kuuliza Waziri Kagwe. Waziri Kagwe alifanya vizuri kuondoa haya madawa, lakini tuko na information ya kwamba bado ziko katika go downs. Hawakumaliza ile stock. Hiyo stock bado iko katika soko. Na tungetaka kuona ya kwamba hizo go downs zimekuwa raided ili tuweze kutoa haya madawa, kwa sababu inaendelea kuua watu wetu. Zile supermarkets, watu ambao wanauza hizi vegetables ambazo zinaweka chakula chafu kwa supermarkets, pia mjue ya kwamba pia sisi tuko macho, kwa sababu mnauzia Wakenya sumu. Na tunataka kuuliza tena, kwa nini hao watu katika nchi za Ulaya na European Union na Amerika watu wanakuwa compensated, lakini Afrika hakuna mtu anataka kufanya hivyo? Kwa nini madawa itengenezwe UK, itengenezwe France, itengenezwe Amerika, itengenezwe Germany, iuzwe Afrika, lakini kwao hawatumii? Kwa nini viongozi wa Afrika mnadharau watu wenu namna gani? mnakubali haya madawa yaje hapa. Ndio maana tumekuja kotini kutafuta haki ya wagonjwa. Ni uchungu sana kuona watu wa mama hapa, wazee wagonjwa. Kijana kama huyu mdogo akona tumor. Ni vizuri pia tuweze kujua kwamba lazima tuweze kukinga watu wetu. Kwa nini tunatumia mabilioni kwa SHA kutibu kansa, na tunaweza kusimamisha haya madawa yasije Afrika? Tutaenda mpaka bunge kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweka proposals yenye itadhibiti haya madawa. Ni uchungu sana ile mambo tumeona. Wamama wako na glyphosate kwa damu, wamama wako na paraquat kwa damu. Paraquat iliweza kuwa banned in European Union miaka mingi, lakini bado inauzwa Kenya. Kutibu mtu mmoja Kenya kansa ni kama milioni 5. Boma moja iko na wagonjwa 10 wako na kansa, kwa sababu serikali ya Kenya na haya makampuni inaendelea kuuzia watu sumu. Tumeona mpaka majaji wakikufa na hizi makansa. Tumeona mawakili wakikufa. Tumeona wabunge wanakufa na kansa. Kwa nini tunataka kujua? Kwa nini tupeleke chakula kizuri Europe? Na tunauliza KEFIS, who do you work for? Do you work for Kenya or you work for European Union? You are supervising and inspecting good food to go to Europe, but Kenyans are consuming poison. Foods in our supermarkets are poisonous. This is a conversation that we must initiate as a country and declare these chemicals. We declare this cancer issue a national disaster. It is not possible. These people, the countries themselves, they have no money to treat them. They are candidates of death. Kenyans are walking zombies. Many people don't know they are sick. Watu wengine mpaka hatujaweza kueleza kwamba wako na hizo madawa kwa damu, kwa sababu utamwambia namna gani atakufa. Asante.
Yes. So we are very adamant that the clamor for people's rights, all these people have been glyphosate and paraquat in their system, who are going to be affected, as you have been told by the doctors. We are going to fight for their rights, and we shall not stop. The Constitution, the beauty about the Constitution is that it guarantees these rights. These are not rights that you are demanding from thin air. Because all of us consume food, and all these people are the ones who are working on those farms to provide you with that food that you ate, that food that you're eating. These are the people on those farms. So we shall fight for them, and we thank the court for its wisdom in making its ruling, and we shall file an application to enjoin each and every one of them who has been affected. Because justice must prevail. Thank you.
Are there